I'm in, baby. How the hell do I get out of here? Don't even think about it, son.
The film opens with a dark scene introducing ruthless crime boss Alexander Coates. He enters a secret torture room where his enforcer Hurst is holding a prisoner. Among the men is Sasha, one of Coates' own soldiers. Coates accuses him of failing a mission and reminds him of the punishment for betrayal.
Mr. Alexander, give me a chance to redeem myself.
He then orders Hurst to give Sasha a knife, forcing him to choose between killing himself or being executed by Coates. Desperate but unwilling to surrender, Sasha suddenly fought back and attacked Coates. His rebellion only made Coates more ruthless. Begging for one last chance, Sasha pleaded to stay alive, but Coates simply mocked him and again forced him to choose kill himself or be killed. In a surprising turn, Sasha's desperate resistance actually begins to change the situation. After Sasha died, Coates calmly asked Hurst to bring him a new suit because his clothes were covered in blood. A few minutes later, he returned with 2 pistols, explaining that they had been taken by force and were a reward for capturing Sasha. Coates then gave Hurst a new mission: kill a man named Benny, who was still challenging his power from inside prison. Coates coldly warned Hurst that failure would not be tolerated. The scene then shifts to a violent prison. Disguised as a guard, Hurst begins his mission, quietly killing guards as he moves deeper inside.
Where you going, cuz?
Anyway, I'm on mission to do.
From that jugging bulldog.
Where Benny at?
Just drop down, be right back, homie.
Inmates rush in to protect Benny. Just as Hurst is about to shoot him, the situation suddenly takes a dramatic turn. As the prison descended into chaos, Hurst moved in on his target. A sudden distraction caused him to fire at the wrong moment, killing the wrong inmate while Benny survived. When Hurst tried to escape, an angry prisoner blocked his way. Furious that Benny was still alive, after finally getting out of the prison, Hurst received a call from Coates, who demanded to know the result of the mission. Hurst lied to Coates and said the mission was complete, promising to meet him within 30 minutes. When he arrived, Coates introduced him to his partner, Dante. Dante then revealed the truth: Hurst had killed the wrong man. Although it was Hurst's first failure, Coates still ordered punishment. Dante's men quickly beat Hurst and knocked him unconscious. But at the last moment, Coates stepped in and told them not to kill him. Instead of killing him, Dante and his men brutally tortured Hurst, crushing his hands and destroying the skills that once defined him.
Guess what, dog? Man said you go home broke. Broke, motherfucker.
6 months later, Hurst is a broken man, drowning his pain in alcohol. One night, on his way back to his room, he briefly meets Oso, exchanges a few polite words, and then disappears into the night. Coates visits Hurst and reminds him of the man he once was. He offers Hurst money to leave and start a new life far away from his current misery.
He took my hands.
The story then shifts to Iceman, who has spent 2 years in prison. When he arrives at Coates' house, he tells Coates that the man Hurst failed to kill is now under his control. Iceman demands something in return, and Coates agrees to make a deal. At the same time, another gang boss named Caesar receives a threatening message from Iceman's men. They warn him that if he wants to continue doing business in the city, he must submit to Iceman's control. Meanwhile, on the streets, Oso is on his way to work when a group of thugs suddenly stops him and tries to rob him. Hurst arrived just in time and quickly sensed the danger. Without hesitation, he stepped in and fought off the attackers. Oso was surprised by Hurst's bravery and thanked him. Soon after, Iceman's men stormed into a nearby bar where Oso and Karen were working. The men's dark presence soon turns into harassment.
Make yourselves at home.
So, Mr. Alex.
As they cruelly bully Karen. Meanwhile, Oso and Hurst spend time together and begin to know each other better. Oso speaks warmly about Karen, caring for her like a daughter. When Oso notices Hurst's injured hands and asks what happened, Hurst stays silent, unwilling to revisit the painful past behind them. Oso returns just in time and fights back, protecting himself and Karen from Iceman's men. Meanwhile, Iceman meets with Caesar and gives him a cold ultimatum. He demands 10% of Caesar's income and warns that refusing will lead to deadly consequences. To prove his point, Iceman brutally attacks Caesar's men and kills them without mercy.
Hey!
The next morning, Hurst sees Iceman and his men enter a warehouse and decides to follow them.
I don't know.
I know you from the diner?
However, he is quickly caught. In that tense moment, Hurst realizes that Iceman was the one who gave him false information while he was in prison. Seeing that Hurst has nothing left to lose, Iceman chooses to spare his life.
Bitch lit.
Broken by everything he has endured, Hurst returns to his room and prepares to end his life. Suddenly, Karen's cries for help outside stop him. He rushes out and is shocked to see Coates storm in and confront the gangsters, throwing himself into the fight. After discovering that the attackers were connected to Iceman, Coates decided to confront him directly. He planned to warn Iceman that there would be serious consequences if he did not stop.
He's gonna come after you for this.
Yes, sir, Mr.
When Coates arrived on Iceman's territory, the atmosphere quickly became tense and dangerous. Coates and his men meet resistance from Iceman's guards, but quickly defeat them. When Coates finally faces Iceman,
Yo. Chill out. I said he'll meet with you.
the tension erupts into a fierce standoff with neither side willing to give in. As Coates leaves, he orders his men to prepare, knowing a major conflict is about to begin. At the same time, Iceman gives the same warning to his closest aide.
He's strapped up.
Meanwhile, Coates contacts Hurst and urges him to return. Just as Hurst is about to agree, Oso suddenly knocks him out from behind. When Hurst wakes up, Oso is sitting in front of him and explains that Coates ordered him to help heal Hurst's injuries and make him strong again.
You're a badass now. I gotta get you all fixed up. Medicine. Mayans or Incas are very Rare scorpion. Now this is very important. Right in the right area. Where all the meridians are all tanked. I'm just a cook. Poison helps them reset.
Their brief moment of peace ends when Caesar's men suddenly burst in and kidnap them. They are taken to Caesar's hideout, where he orders his men to bury Hearst, believing he is already dead. Meanwhile, Oso is brutally tortured and threatened with harm to Karen to break his will. With his last strength, Oso fights back, but he is stabbed in the chest. Soon after, Iceman contacts Caesar and demands that Karen be handed over. Reluctantly, Caesar agrees. At the same time, Hearst escapes just as his captors are about to bury him alive. He fights his way.
You brought.
Seconds to tell me everything.
Free and rushes back to Caesar's hideout. Where he's horrified to find Oso lying on the ground, covered in blood. Oso begs Hearst to save Karen before it is too late. Determined, Hearst storms in and confronts Caesar and his men, beating them down without mercy.
Give it to me!
That may be a problem.
He then shoots Caesar in the leg to force him to reveal Karen's location. At the same time, Coates prepares his men for the attack he knows is coming. Moments later, Iceman and his crew burst in and open fire as they charge inside. At the critical moment,
Truck dog go to the front.
Hearst joins Fry's group, and together they overpower Iceman and defeat his remaining men. Trapped and desperate, Iceman grabs Karen and uses her as a human shield in an attempt to escape.
Now. Come get her.
Alexander.
Come here, baby.
Without hesitation, Coates fires a single, precise shot, killing Iceman with a bullet to the head.
Don't even think about it.
With Iceman defeated and his loyalty proven, Hearst thanks Coates for everything he has done. The story ends here. Thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more summary videos. See you next time, and have a great day.